Hi, Sagittarius rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast, and we are starting on the 23rd of February until 1st of March. So you are over the very first eclipse period, but the second one is about to be on the way. So do let me know how this eclipse has affected you, because this is actually getting triggered for you this week by Mars and Uranus square. So, but I'm going to be talking about that a little bit more. But let me invite you to check out my website, AstroViktor.com, and I've got this membership program going on. And now the first month is half price. So if you would like to check out my teaching style, or you are interested in these eclipses, then I prepared a 2.5 hour video about the past solar eclipse, and I'm guessing the upcoming lunar eclipse is going to be about 2.5 hours as well. But you also get some webinars as well that you can watch. If you are interested, check it out on my website. But let's get going. I mean, you have got a tremendous amount of fourth house activation going on. You have got the Mercury Venus conjunction there. Mercury is retrograde already. So this might be bringing back a home project, for example. You want to be finishing off the decoration. You want to be healing some, you want to be having these healing conversations with a member of the family. You want to be bringing this healing energy back into your home. Now, you might be going down on a memory lane, thinking about your childhood, working through some of the childhood experiences as well. I think Niobe entering your fourth house might be telling you that it's time to release an ancestral grief. You are not kind of like a weeping rock anymore for your family history. You are meant to be kind of like moving on from something. But just watch out for Mars and Uranus square, because that's the clashes of words. With a neighbor, with a family member, with a sibling, with a coworker potentially. So this communication becomes very sharp, very electric. We can easily snap at someone. Uh, and um, um, and then we have got a Sun and North Node conjunction also happening in your fourth house as well. And that is a potential fated decision about the family or a relocation. Now, this is happening on Gemini what actually. So we can get a piece of news about a family member, a deed, a family story. And then it might change completely how you look at your roots, how you look at the topic of relocation, investments connected to properties as well. But remember, we've got Niobe here as well, and the pride can create friction among the family members. So we can use this Sun and Northern energy to kind of try to understand where they come from, being more compassionate towards them. And there could be some home repair issues that you have to be navigating through. And the repair would be coming from Uranus, for example, being in your sixth house, which obviously the sixth house is about fixing something, and Venus is in the fourth. So it's kind of like a little bit of a home repair. Talking about that Venus also makes a sextile to Juno in your second house. So this is a financial commitment towards a member of a family. Or this is a trying to find a way to monetize your home. So renting out a home, having some real estate ideas. It's about also solidifying your home and then looking for a long-term rental agreement. For example, this can help you with that. Or I can imagine that having commitments towards a member of a family might feel a little bit heavy, but this day might kind of ease it up a little bit, or at least for a short amount of time. Or maybe you are wanting to have conversations with your partner about finances, investment, selling a property, buying a property, or you might even invest in some antique or a little bit of a higher value item, something that would be increasing the net worth of your home. We have got a Ceres and Chiron conjunction happening in your fifth house, the house of romance, children, creativity. You might have been a bit blocked creatively, you know. You might be reliving a childhood wounds, which you need to be facing now, or you have to be allowing yourself to play a little bit more. Or you have to be taking care of a child, for example. Now, often, this is about taking care of an adult who acts like a child. So that's even a possibility. But you can start working on a creative project, something that you are fiercely passionate about, or you realize that maybe I have been kind of sugarcoating things, and then now I'm going to be I'm going to be more independent, a little bit less like a non-care attitude. Or maybe you are ready to heal a romantic wound. Maybe it's about, yeah, I don't need a soulmate to feel like a whole person. I don't need to get motivated by others. I don't need the validation from others. Now, that infamous Mars and Uranus square, which is actually triggering your eclipse degrees, and therefore that's potentially the most important aspect of the week. And like I said, this could bring up an argument, or something that might be disrupting your daily work routine. You might want to be watching out for that send button, on emails and phones and text messages. We can send something out of the blue, by mistake. Or your car or computer can break down and you have to kind of replace it, find new ways of communicating, commuting, and so forth. Or just really start speaking your truth, and once the words have left your mouth, there is no taking it back. So therefore, you need to be a little bit cautious about what you say to whom. With Niobe in your fourth house, maybe you want to be proud of where you are and where you come from, or you want to be proud of your family lineage or a member of your family, or you are proud of having a home actually. You might be wanting to be proud of your upbringing because you see others, their circumstances, and then you compare yours, and then you might realize that, what, mine was somewhat better. But also, this could indicate some type of domestic issue that might pop up in your environment, and that humbles you a little bit. Or you are ready to heal a generational cycle by being the one who chooses truth and values over appearances. And we have got the out of bound moon, and it is almost the entire week. Now, I hope you have listened to the general forecast because I give you the degrees there. And the most important aspect for you is going to be the one that hits something, an angle or a planet of yours in the natal chart. So if you haven't listened to that yet, you might want to be visiting that video because I feel like that's when you get the full picture. But the out of bound moon starts in your sixth house. So somehow your daily routines are disrupted here, or you are taking on way too much duties at the same time, and then you're running around like chicken without heads. Maybe you just decide, yeah, I'm gonna change my diet. But watch out because this could, in a way, indicate that kind of we are flared up a little bit. We are super excited. We might not be able to stick to it though. Or maybe you are ready to change your workout style, or maybe, you are so excited about getting back to the gym, and then therefore it's an accident-prone energy as well. Now, out of bound moon moves into the seventh house on the 25th and the 26th of February, and you might be juggling between multiple contracts, negotiating with clients, looking at two different perspectives in your relationship, exchanging ideas, and that can get a bit heated. So also watch out for that. And then Moon on the 27th and the 28th, it's in Cancer, still being out of bound, but it's about to finish. It's kind of reckless journey. So this is about like a deep emotional merging. You are feeling things. You are trying to reconnect, to make soul bonds, or you are thinking through your finances, but it can make you overly emotional as well, actually. Overly emotional, maybe you lose even a bit of a motivation. But the good thing is that this moon is making a conjunction to Jupiter. So actually it can restore your faith also, that you are powerful and you are strong. And Jupiter is you. So don't forget that. Okay, so Sagittarius, this is pretty much your weekly forecast. I think the most important part, of course, it's going to be your fourth house. And, therefore, on one hand, this is about you having to work on your inner foundation. This is about spending time together with your family members and healing the connections with them. There might have been a bit of a drama, for example, in the family, maybe a loss of a member of a family or disconnections. But maybe it's time to team up with family members. I think it's also a little bit about courage, going towards your goals, having that competitive spirit here. You can do exercise, sports, there's a competitive nature this week here. So that's super good for businesses, chasing down clients, trying to get the payment from them, attracting new love stories, new clients also. So, have a blessed week, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.